be prepared.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
That's quick, huh?
Just caught me.
This is shit, man. Just thought you be playing video games like this, like just like this.
This gets to the point.
Your left tower, an ally has been slain.
Hey, what side you on, Dap?
On the left side, where all the people at.
An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
You ever go through them little
we gotta stop being on the defensive and go on the offense.
Beautiful morning, get it some morning, babe. Beautiful morning, get it some morning, babe.
An ally has been slain.
I should have got my other guy, man.
An enemy has been slain. Your left tower is under attack. Killing spree.
I ain't never seen the alien before. Man, they come to help each other, bro. We gotta start doing this shit.
Always be prepared.
What about you?
I'm coming from the respawn point to the left side.
An ally has been slain.
I'm going right. You want me to come left?
No, you go right.
An enemy has been slain.
Get out of this.
They're trying to kill this dragon thing over here.
An ally has been slain.
You heard me?
Yeah.
They're trying to kill that monster dragon thing. That gold fury. Whatever the fuck it is.
Man, see how fast they double team a nigga? Fuck.
You know what? Hey, can I just do something real quick? Can I do something real quick? Hey, man, to exercise.
Your left tower is under left tower has been Initiate the probe!
You running? Fuck!
Your right tower is under attack. An ally has been slain.
I'm behind you, Dad.
An ally has been slain.
Time to do something.
Your left Phoenix is under attack. Your right tower is under attack. An enemy has been slain. Your left Phoenix has been unstoppable. An ally has been slain. Killing spree. Double kill. Triple kill. Your right tower is under attack.
Damn.
What?
Always be
Your
prepared.
right tower has been destroyed. Your Titan is under attack.
Get out.
Your right Phoenix is under attack. Phoenix has been destroyed. Your Titan is under attack. Shut down. An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain. been slain. An ally has been slain.
Never I return home. Yeah, I should just go home. Yeah, fantasy on the phone. Yeah, nigga find a bag, watch it, nigga bless you. Let her crying in my arms like a nigga wrecked you. Talking about a broken heart, running to the restroom. Yeah.
Remy, what are you doing? What are you guys up to?
Just want y'all to see what a real dog's supposed to look like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he don't got too much play in him, you know, you just give him the word and it's like
the support that you've given me as well. It takes a village to raise two beautiful daughters. And with the pace of life
Walking away from that, he thought he hit it. And now saves it to Bogut. Now he's in the corner for three. Gets this one. First one, got it back, lost it by Barbosa. Bogut catches it, gets it to Steph. And oh, this one is going in. 7-0 run.
You got some coordination. Slave trick, how you get eliminated. When he fuck me good, I take his ass to real life. When he fuck me good, I take his ass to real life. If he hit it right, I might take him on a plane on my chopper.
In overtime, 89-85 heat. Wade makes his move, the scoop. He just sits there. Than before in basketball games, but in this moment, with Dwayne Wade and with all of this on the line, the ball ends up sticking out the back of the rim. Wow, it's a sitter with 59.8 left to play in overtime and a jump ball. I mean, not officially a wedgie, and you can see the Heat guys on the bench reacting, waiting.
What's on this shirt, bitch?
See, man, you taking so damn long, CJ.
Oh. Shout out to the little booty girls, god damn it. Oh. We're so no having ass. See you.
Always be prepared.
An ally has been slain. Minions have reached your portal.
them back. Push them back. Way back.
Who's the lawbringer now? Justice.
This gets to the point.
Been kicking ass, you know. Have you heard about Kublai Khan's wrestler princess niece? Do you know the story of the Chinese prostitute who terrorized seemingly could not be killed? Let's take a look at the 7 most intriguing badasses from history. The Queen of the Celts. Boudica was the husband of Prasutagus, the king of a 1st century Celtic tribe known as the Iceni. The Iceni were allied with the Romans, and when Prasutagus died, his will gifted equal power to both Rome and his daughters. The Romans ignored that, flogged his wife Boudica, and then raped their 2 daughters. This, of course, activated Boudica's beast mode, and she unleashed a world of pain on the Romans. Boudica raised an army of 100,000 and murdered every single inhabitant of Camulodunum and Londinium, the site of modern-day London. The Romans sent 5,000 professional soldiers in response, legions known for beating armies of far superior numbers, but even they couldn't cope with the hell fury Boudica whipped up. Her army killed them all, and Emperor Nero nearly pulled out of Britain altogether. Eventually, though, the Romans did defeat the Iceni hordes, and Boudica poisoned herself to avoid being defiled by the Roman thugs. Even though she was responsible for obliterating the city nearly 2 millennia ago, London still celebrates the warrior Queen Boudica to this day with a statue near the Houses of Parliament. The Mad Monk. Grigory Rasputin, also known as the Mad Monk, was a trusted friend of Tsar Nicholas II of Russia. Rasputin wielded great power over the country after reportedly healing the children of the Prime Minister and the Tsar Nicholas from various illnesses using prayer. He's basically the John Edward of 19th century Russia, if John Edward was a total badass. However successful Rasputin was with the higher authorities, his power annoyed Russian aristocrats, so they arranged his assassination. First, they hired a prostitute to stab Rasputin in the stomach, and even with his organs dangling out, he still survived. Years later, a dinner party for one was made, and Rasputin's food was laced with enough cyanide to kill 10 men instantly. Yet, hours passed with nothing happening to the invincible Mad Monk. The very same night, he was shot point blank through the stomach and liver, and as his assassin left, Rasputin leapt up and started strangling him. 4 more bullets were sent his way, with one hitting him in the spine. This seemed to do the job, although with Rasputin twitching 20 minutes later, the assassins took no chances and put 1 more bullet in his brain. Then castrated him, rolled him up in the carpet, and threw him in the icy river. But they did that just for fun. The Wrestling Princess. A wrestling princess sounds like some weird fetish found somewhere on 4chan. But the real-life wrestling princess, Utuun, was just as badass as anyone on this list. She actually helped her Mongolian warrior father win many crucial battles, including the defeat of her uncle Kublai Khan, grandson of Genghis. So you already know this girl has some serious fighter's blood in her. But what makes her truly badass was her strange approach to dating. Most girls, from what I've read, will pick up a guy based on his looks, personality, power, or money. But Utuun chose hers based on their abilities in wrestling. Any man who could beat her would have her hand in marriage, whereas losers would forfeit their horses. Over her lifetime, the wrestling princess acquired over 10,000 of them, because obviously 13th century Mongolian guys just never knew when to quit. The real life Scrooge McDuck. Andrew Carnegie was born into a poor Scottish family in 1835, but at the time of his death at 83, he had become one of the richest men of all time. Carnegie immigrated with his family to America when he was 13, and he obtained badass status by dragging himself up from working at a cotton mill, through to running railroads, and eventually opening steel plants, which he later sold for a sum worth $14 billion today. This is where most rich guys ends, but not for Andrew Carnegie. Carnegie was indeed the inspiration for the character Scrooge McDuck, but that's where the similarity ends because the foul Disney caricature was actually the evil version. Carnegie donated 90% of his fortune to various causes, including libraries, the arts, and even an offer to the Philippines for $20 million to buy their independence from the United States. Andrew Carnegie, he was proof positive that you don't need to be a tough guy or girl to be a total badass. The man they made a movie about. Hugh Glass, a typical 19th century American frontiersman who spent his time trapping animals for fur, trading pelts, and exploring around the Missouri River. Until one day, something happened which would transform Hugh Glass from man into mythical legend. Whilst out fur trapping, Hugh Glass was attacked and mauled by a grizzly bear. The bear was killed, but Glass was left seriously wounded with severe lacerations, exposed ribs, and a broken leg. His fellow trappers left Hugh for dead, and if at that point a bell ring goes off in your head, then it's probably because Hugh Glass was the inspiration for the movie The Revenant. When Hugh awoke, he found his body broken, his wounds festering, and maggots consuming his flesh. Yet somehow, 6 weeks of crawling, bolting, and fighting wolves over a dead bison calf, he managed to make his way back to society. We don't know much else about the mysterious Hugh Glass, but what we do know is that any man who survives a grizzly attack and enjoys raw meat is alright by us. The Chinese pirate prostitute. 16-year-old Qing Shi was working as a prostitute and was captured by pirates. She was forced to marry her leader, but when he died in a tsunami, Qing Shi began working her way into his position, and she succeeded. Over the next few decades, her ships plundered the coast of China and defeated an armada of more than 60 warships sent to stop her. During her reign, she captured ships from the Dutch and British, who at the time possessed the most powerful navies in the world. Eventually, China offered her a truce if she'd stop handing them their asses, and she accepted. Her pirate brethren were allowed to keep all the stuff they'd stolen, and Qing Shi retired as every pirate should, by opening her very own casino/brothel and dying at the curiously coincidental age of 69. The Black Death. No, we're not referring to the famous plague. We're talking about a man who pretty much had to fight both sides in one of the bloodiest conflicts in human history. William Henry Johnson was an African-American soldier in the U.S. Army during the First World War. And as part of the Harlem Hellfighters, he and his fellow black soldiers faced constant racism from his white colleagues on the front lines, with some even killed by their own through vicious racist confrontations. But the reason he acquired his nickname was due to the badass battling he undertook against the Germans. He was fond of defending himself using hand-to-hand combat. When his bullets ran out, he'd use his gun as a club. When this too broke, he'd use his bolo knife. In one recorded event, he had killed 4 enemy soldiers and injured almost 20 others before collapsing from wounds, 21 of them to be precise. Johnson would survive his berserker trench tactics, but died in 1929 penniless and alone. Not exactly the ending fitting the very first American soldier to receive the French military's Croix de Gras medal during World War I. And it took nearly 100 years for William Henry Johnson to be awarded the Medal of Honor by his own nation. And those are the top 7 badasses which we thought were pretty interesting. But if you're curious to find out even more mysterious stuff, then watch our last video about the top 7 secret super weapons that actually exist. And click subscribe too. So you may have already seen our video of the top 10 scariest things in space. And if you haven't, then why not? Go and watch it right after this video. Your shower can wait and those kids can raise themselves. Trust me, it's a good video. But rather than scary mysteries today, we're going to look at some of the downright mysterious things in the universe which science cannot explain. For example, have you heard about the giant roar coming from the edges of the universe? What about the mysterious probe that is seemingly following the Earth? And why is there a giant void 250 million light years across in the middle of space where nothing exists? For any Strange Mystery subscribers needing alone time, that sounds like the perfect place to relax. But before you do, let's take...
Hey, what is up, guys? So the Black Panther, of course, made his debut in Captain America Civil War, where he got to go toe-to-toe with Captain America, and he was, of course, shown off in all his glory, and it just so happens to be my favorite part of Captain America Civil War. And I'm very excited to talk about the solo outing that the character is going to have in a couple of years. Now, of course, from Captain America Civil War, we know that the fallout could in some way involve the Winter Soldier as he is being kept. And we also know from Kevin Feige and the director Ryan Coogler that this is going to be a geopolitical thriller. But this latest piece of news is another casting. This is going to be Michael B. Jordan from Fantastic Four and recently Creed making his debut in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, we have no details on who he is going to be playing, but I'm hoping to talk about that and give you my 3 takes on who I think he will be playing in the MCU. From the reports that are currently out there, it is being reported that he might be playing a villain. So with that in mind, my first choice is going to be the American Panther. Now, his story is quite interesting. It actually involves the corruption of the law, the justice system failing him, and the American Panther actually taking on full vengeance and going after the people that were responsible for a wrongful sentencing. And this is all due to the death of his father at the hands of his mother's lover. So if there aren't parallels to be drawn, it could be the death of a father that shows you how one man goes to become the king of Wakanda while the other one is scarred and becomes a vigilante. And it would make a lot of sense if his character is also vengeful, much like the Black Panther was in Captain America Civil War. The character is proficient in hand-to-hand combat training and weapons, so this could be a good one. I honestly think this could be the one that they go with, but we'll end up seeing how it turns out. Next up, and my second choice would be Eric Killmonger. Yeah, with a name like that, you know he's a good guy, clearly. So this character in the comics is quite interesting. Originally he has ties to Ulysses Claw, who we already saw appear, played by Andy Serkis. Now, in the comic, it is the sins of the father, as the father allies himself with Claw and does some shady backdoor dealing, and a bunch of stuff happens. Unfortunately, his father is then, killed, and his family is exiled out of Wakanda. Now, the reason I think it's going to be this character, and it might be this character, is because of that exact reason. We already saw that Ulysses Claw is out of there, and he was already doing shady dealings, and was kicked out of Wakanda. So this would make a lot of sense if he was the son of the person who was responsible and he wants to take vengeance. And third up is going to be White Wolf. Now this character, much like the last two, his parents died, and these people just happened to die in a plane crash in the nation of Wakanda. He was actually adopted by the king of Wakanda, T'Chaka, who of course we saw died in Captain America Civil War. Now I should know that this character is white in the comics, but they could be playing around with stuff and using an amalgamation of a few of the other characters around here, which is why I bring this character up. I think White Wolf is quite cool, and I've actually read him in a few comics, and I kind of did enjoy the character. Now, when I really think about it, I don't think this is going to be the one they go with, but I think they could use elements of this character. Much like how Marvel likes to use an amalgamation of a few characters and roll them into one, I think they could roll elements of this character in with the previous two I talked about and really mold one unique character for this movie. So that is just 3 of the ideas I have. It's more like 2 and then White Wolf being an amalgamation of something, but you never know. So which brings me to the end of this video, which I want you guys to let me know what you think about my choices. I personally think it is going to be my second choice, which is of course going to be Eric Killmonger, and I think it's this character that kind of fits, and I think they kind of roll some of the aspects of the other characters all into that one. And I think he would be quite opposite to him, because look at the dude, he looks crazy, he looks intense, and I think Michael B. Jordan could play a tremendous villain. Now obviously he's quite in shape to be able to walk around shirtless for most of the movie, so that even makes a whole lot more sense to me, at least. speaking from that angle of it.
We're gonna kill y'all.
For now, I want
Don't
you
nobody
guys to
die.
know your thoughts. Is there someone else you think he could be playing? Well, let me know down below. I'm interested to hear your guys' theories.
Fuck, we lost.
Please welcome Tupac Shakur. See, I get a feeling there are two Tupacs. I mean, you're this kind, sensitive, friendly guy. You know, this smelling guy. You're involved in so much controversy, but we'll get to all of it. How's Janet as an actress? How did she do?
She's great. I think she's going to surprise a lot of people by just being natural, you know, being real, like, girlish. You know, everybody's expecting her to be rich and act rich, but she handles that. She does that.
Yeah, you know you got the role every man in America wants.
Alright. The Punani smelling roll. Everywhere I go, you smell the Punani, huh? That's you. It's killing me.
Punani.
My mother gotta go see that movie, man.
Yeah.
I know you ain't smell it.
Did you get to kiss her?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
She a good kisser?
Oh, yes. 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 I was like, cut, do it again. One more time, John, please. Y'all even got a baby. Do it again.
Was her boyfriend on the set?
Right there. He's right there.
Did that intimidate you?
Not intimidating, but it made me like really want to kiss him. You know what I'm saying? Because I only got one shot. You know what I'm saying? You know you're gonna try to give her a kiss as soon as it's cut anyway. So let me do mine. So I know he came to miss. I was kissing like I wanted something from him. You know what I'm saying? I was at home practicing with 30 wines of bubble gum. She gonna get it.
I was watching TV this weekend, and there's this whole controversy about the AIDS test. What happened?
Okay. Somebody came to my trailer, the director of the film, John. We need you to take an AIDS test because you're gonna kiss Janet. Q-Tip just kissed her, she caught a cold or something. You know what I'm saying? That's what they said. I was like, well, am I gonna, do it to me? They said no. I said, well, no need for me to take a test. He laughed. The producer came in. You know, the white guy, you gonna do it? No. You know what I'm saying? He left. Somebody else came in. So, everybody's trying to do a roundabout. My manager, my agent. So far, I was like, no, I'm not taking a test. If I'm gonna get to really lay with her, we can take 4 tests. If she really wanna be show, but other than that, it's disrespectful to me. You know what I'm saying? It just made me look at her like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, plus I heard she said I was lying. Her people said I was lying about the test. I don't lie. I'm real, too real. So she need to check that. Check her people and check herself.
Yeah. I was in the monologue last week talking about this article that was in the paper where the guy killed an officer and then said it was because of your lyrics. I guess the actual tape was in the car or something.
I got it bad, man.
Yeah, it's so much stuff, man.
Got it bad. People do, who we get? Who got the craziest name?
Tupac. Got him. When you read that, what did you say?
I said, woo. I mean, I got beat up by the police before. So to me, I felt like, woo. But I didn't do it. So I felt like, you know, whatever he got to do to stay out to the death penalty or whatever, let him do it. You know, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, but you know what the judge said? I'm gonna say lock you up.
Guilty.
Now wrap that.
Guilty. Yeah. But the whole bad part is niggas bothering me now. The vice president on TV talking about taking my regular up the shells. Police, you know, every time they see me, they think I'm a cop killer. I never do what I do. Just because somebody just put my name in it. So there's really no way, you know, to get around it except to keep struggling. You know, there's people that struggle harder than me and go through things harder than me. So it's a small thing.
You had a suit against the police department for brutality, right?
Oakland Police Department, they beat me up pretty bad. Not jaywalking, but it's cool.
For jaywalking?
I got revenge in the ass.
What was the revenge?
You know, they beat me up in that city, took me to jail. I was back within 2 months doing a major motion picture with Janet Jackson, and they had to protect me. He was hired, and I was a student. So, you know, and I was on the set. Police tell me, where you going? I'm telling them, I'm not coming out my trailer till this cop is off the lot. I'm not coming out my trailer doing their scenes till he leaves. And they got to make the cop go. The movie can't go on. So I got revenge, then I left, skied up. Now I'm just talking about the police. You know,
when we were talking at the top of the show, first of all, you did a little rap, and it contained the word 9. Now, on the street, that's 9mm. Yeah. And I'm wondering, are you concerned that possibly it'll affect box office or record sales because you're too close to the edge, you're too hard?
It's like this. The masses, the hungry people, they outweigh the rich. So as long as I appeal to the hungry and the poverty-stricken people, it's all good. I'm having a job for life. It's these rich people who worried about the fooling the poor people. Everybody knows crime out there. Everybody knows what type of situation you know in the streets. All I'm doing is showing you and telling you. You know what I'm saying? Why get mad at the brother that bring you the news? Get mad at the person that's making that. Feel me? It's like, you know.
There's a weird game that goes on. Now, as a result of your art, you're becoming one of the rich.
Not rich, but they give me checks more often. But they got this cool way to keep a brother broke. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, I got like 7 lawsuits against me. But I still got to pay the lawyers. Still got to pay everybody to go to court. Still got to pay for a bodyguard. The man that said I gotta have one. You know, I still got to pay. You know, it's just more bills. They give me more checks, but they also give me more bills. People stealing my car, you know, all that type of stealing my radio. I just got my little radio store. I had to get another one. But it's cool. I'm gonna find who got my radio, trust me. I got a low jack on it. Matter of fact, let me see where you're standing.
Hey, it's not me, man. We also were talking about this movement in the music business back to marijuana. Everybody from Dr. Dre, whose album is called The Crime, to Black Crows. Let me play devil's advocate. Is this irresponsible considering we have kids who enjoy the music?
Well, it's like this. It's like parents have to do their job. The rappers. We can only do things rappers like Charles Barkley said, you know, you play ball, y'all be parents. And it's like that. It's like we rapping about how we feel. We really do smoke. You know, we really do see that as a way for us to calm these rockets that we hear in our head. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so our job is to talk to you. We talking to you, telling them, man, we got it bad. We sitting here smoking this weed, trying to get through. You know what I'm saying? It's telling them, stop killing each other, man. Let's just smoke a blunt. You know what I'm saying? Let's smoke a blunt. Yeah. If you stress, let's smoke a blunt. You know what I'm saying?
Anti-violence, pro-blunt.
Yeah, pro-blunt.
Yeah. Now, what will you tell your first son?
Like my mama told me, if you want to get high with me. You know what I'm saying? And my mama a Panther. I sat and got high with my mama.
I'm sorry, Black Panther.
I sat and got high with my mama and could go out in the streets and tell my friends, that ain't weed. Y'all smoking some angel dust or something, that ain't weed. Because my mama told me what weed was, you know what I'm saying? So I can help my friends. So they wouldn't be messing with mysterious drugs. Because there's drugs out there, people do it. Coffee is a drug. You know what I'm saying? It's just that young people don't drink coffee.
I'm saying focus out. Focus out, right?
That's cool. That's what we should be cheering. We're not talking about doing no coke. You know, we not only not talking about doing coke, but if anybody do coke, they ostracizing this business.
Can marijuana lead to something harmful? No. Okay. You're gonna rap for us?
Sure.
Tupac. But yeah, all about
As a constitutional obligation to do not point.
Yes, you have a constitutional oath to uphold the Constitution, man.
You misunderstand procedure. I will attempt to explain it to you. The documents that you want are not documents that are in the court's file at this point in time. I don't know if they would ever be in the court's file at this point in time. If your position is, absolutely, it's your problem. If your position is that you want them from the prosecutor, and you have requested them from the prosecutor, and the prosecutor has failed to give them to you, you can make the appropriate application to the court, and you can say to the court, I've asked for them, I'm entitled to them, I haven't gotten them, order them to give it to me.
I've already
I have
filed
received
a
no
notarized affidavit back in reference to return of property weeks ago. A notarized affidavit. So if you're telling me you don't have to acknowledge affidavits, all right, that's what your statement is. However, bottom line is this court has failed to prove jurisdiction and has avoided the issue of jurisdiction at all costs. And you don't, nobody in here has the status. All right? Nobody has proven status, and nobody in here has the authority to proceed. Now, the last hearing we discussed, you stated that this matter, you stated, ma'am, for the record, you stated that this matter was relative to jurisdiction, not Mr. Keith's position here, and not anything else. You stated that you were giving the prosecution a chance to prove jurisdiction, and he's not even a solid prosecutor in the case, but obviously he's remaining solid, and he has nothing to state. So I move that this case be dismissed.
When there is an appropriate application before this court to address the issue of discovery violations, jurisdiction, or anything else, the court will act. Filing a notarized or not notarized affidavit is not an appropriate way to bring a matter before the attention of the court. What you must file is a notice of motion that sets forth the relief that you want, and it needs to be supported with a certification, an affidavit, whatever it is.
Can you repeat that, ma'am?
Notice of motion. This is exactly what I told Cheyenne Matoda Kushner L.
For the record, man, which rule, authority, courtroom rule, statute are you using to address that matter?
It is in the court rules. I do not recall, and I'm not going to look up for you the exact court rule, but the court rules set out the procedure that you must follow.
Objection, man. I'm not a party of society. I'm not subject to your courtroom rules, and you have not proven jurisdiction.
And I will never address the issue of jurisdiction until and unless the appropriate application is made before the court, because filing either an affidavit that's notarized or an affidavit that's not notarized does not bring it before the attention of this court.
Objection. There is no discretion to lack of jurisdiction. U.S. versus United States. Jurisdiction is fundamental, and a judgment rendered by a court does not have jurisdiction over void ab initio, and that is application of 500 KingDal225's versus KD. Once jurisdiction is challenged, the court cannot proceed when it clearly appears the court lacks jurisdiction. The court has no authority to reach matters, but rather should dismiss the action. Miller versus United States 505 F2D. When jurisdiction is challenged, the party in both jurisdiction has the burden of establishing Boston versus U.S. Power Light Company. Courts enforcing their statutes do not act judicially but merely ministerially. Thus, no judicial immunity and unlike courts of law do not attain jurisdiction by service of process, nor even arrest, and compelled appearance. I'm here by way of direct arrest coercion. I'm going to make that close to the record every time I have to appear, if I have to appear. The only reason I'm appearing here is by way of your direct arrest coercion or your company's direct arrest coercion.
You can read me, let me interrupt you, please. You can read me this until the cows come. You can read it ad nauseum and ad infinitum. It doesn't change the fact that until the issue is brought appropriately before this court, no ruling with regard to jurisdiction is ever going to be made. Now let me ask you this question. In the other matter, first of all, let me backtrack a little bit. In the case with indictment number 08-04-0441, which is the one in which Cheyenne and Cushing Murrell is also involved. I have severed those matters, so they will be on completely separate tracks. But he told me that he had filed a notice of removal to federal court. And my question to you is, have you filed a notice of removal to federal court with regard to any of these matters?
That's ma'am. Notice of removal has been filed.
All of them?
Regarding all
The three matters?
Yes, the three matters that
Can I ask you please, would you tell me when did you file this?
It was filed last night. FedEx.
To the federal court?
To the federal court. Yes.
Now, as I am sure you are aware, if the court accepts them, then we will simply transfer them to the federal court. We won't deal with them anymore.
Okay, well, I'm still sure you're aware of the matter that you've not proven jurisdiction in either of the hearings and that you avoided addressing the issue of jurisdiction.
And I will continue to not address the issue of jurisdiction until the appropriate motion is filed with the court and the court has the ability to address it and make a determination with regard to it.
That's the issue. As currently stands, we are representing.
Objection. You're not representing me.
Therefore, it would be our responsibility to file that motion. Given the fact that you will not cooperate with our office, it's impossible for us to do that.
Objection.
We really need to reach the issue.
I want to get back to what Amir KCL said. Now, we addressed the issue to some extent with regard to the indictments. I have here for you, and the record will reflect, that I am giving you a copy of the indictment. It has 08-07-0727 and also 08-04-0441.
Objection. Just for the record, the Office of Public Defense is not representing me. We don't have any power of attorney for me, and I'm not part of your society, so you cannot represent me, and you do not share nationality. Okay, now, for the record, I need the nationality of every agent in here, and I need the name and information for pursuing everybody.
Mr. Kramer.
Everybody. So I need everybody's name and your position, starting with you, sir.
Who was calling out from the audience?
I was, ma'am.
No, you were not. No, do not hand anything over. Nothing. In the audience, please do not call out while court is in session, or the officer will ask you to leave. No, I don't have look, you can't even read this. Is that what I gave you?
I think so, yes. Give me some.
I need your name and position, sir.
No one is going to give you any information.
Ma'am, are you stating that you are not obligated to provide me with your identity and status?
You know my name.
Your employees or your co-workers are not obligated to provide me with their identity, status, and company position, ma'am? Ma'am?
Yes?
You cannot just hear me?
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. I was trying to get the paperwork together.
Okay.
Can you wait a moment until I'm finished?
No, I'm going to repeat myself. I'm here on the time, man.
Okay, I'm trying to get all these papers together.
Well, it's a simple question. I'm sure you can answer it while you get your papers together.
I cannot get them together. I can't answer. This only has 3. Okay.
Superheroes embody everything we define as strength. However, that doesn't mean they don't have some weaknesses of their own. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 superhero weaknesses.
Let's point those calls of yours in the safety door.
For this list, we'll be ranking all of the most notable frailties that bring our favorite superpowered beings to their knees.
In all the years to come, in your most private moments,
I want you to remember the one man who beat you.
Number 10, Wonder Woman, her own lasso of truth.
This is not your truth.
Very often in the comic book world, the superhero's most trusted weapon turns out to be their greatest weakness. The lasso of truth, forged from Aphrodite's girdle, forces its victims to succumb to the command of its wielder.
How do we shut off these charges?
You can't. We'll all be dead shortly. The truth hurts, doesn't it? In spite of Wonder Woman's prowess with the weapon, she has more than once become entangled in her own lasso, rendering her submissive to its own power. Add in the fact that the lasso is pretty much indestructible, and the Amazonian warrior might just have a problem. Number 9, Shazam, saying his own name.
Speak the word.
Have you ever heard that expression, it isn't what you say, but how you say it? Yeah, well, Shazam might just benefit from taking that word as virtue. By speaking the mystical word of Shazam, young Billy Batson takes the form of the Herculean superhero.
Shazam!
As convenient as this may appear, it is by the same token that Billy Batson is converted back to his regular form, which can make things quite awkward when it comes time for introductions, especially since he's not allowed to really call himself Captain Marvel anymore.
I'm Captain Marvel, sir, and it is an honor. You're my biggest fan. Excuse me. I mean, I'm your biggest fan.
Number 8, Cyclops, lack of control over his optic beam.
You better close your eyes.
That visor isn't just a fashion statement, you know, and his mutation gives him the ability to shoot immensely powerful energy beams from his eyes. However, he was also born without the means to control his power.
So when I tell you, open your eyes.
No, trust me. You dropped something.
No.
While commonly seen wearing sunglasses in public, Cyclops outfits himself with a special visor that lets him control different aspects of his optic glass, like intensity and size. Without this, the X-Man must shield his eyes, as the exposition of his unrestrained power would almost certainly turn catastrophic. Number 7, Venom, high-pitched frequencies. The alien symbiote suit has been witnessed attaching itself to several different hosts and taking on a multitude of different forms. However, its sensitivity to high-pitched sounds remains consistent.
War Machine! He reacts to loud noise!
I've got just the thing. A concentrated sonic disruptor blast.
As Venom, wearing the suit, a host is subject to unmatched strength, speed, and durability. Although, faced with a high-pitched sonic frequency, the suit will become severely weakened as the symbiote writhes in agony. If the sound is potent enough, the symbiote will either leave its host completely or perish, taking its host with it.
Went out to the block by 11.
What?
You going out to the block by 11?
Yeah.
Alright. Shit, I might jump back on. I'm about to lay down and watch the YouTube run. Start resting my body and shit.
Alright.
And we call this step. The stand. The step. Yeah. And in thanks to your support,
Number 6, Aquaman, lack of water.
Aquaman, king